Hi, welcome, and thank you so much for being here today. Let's get you a little clarity, a little energy peek. We're going to start with the tea leaf and get you some opening messages. This is a timeless reading. Whenever it finds you, it's perfect. See what feels like it fits, and always follow and trust that divine guidance in you, to your higher self, to God, to source, to the universe. The answer is in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound and based in love for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's dive right in. Let's see what God's source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What are some opening key messages, focal points? Woo, what was that? To know about. Wow, I just said key. I don't usually say key in the opening, but you got a key that flew on out. Guess what? Anything that was a dilemma or a problem, you're getting the solution. You're figuring something out. You find the right key to the locked door. I love that that flew out. It's also a very fancy key. So maybe this is something that was an intricate problem. I feel like I'm getting that you like solved a puzzle. So maybe something was really puzzling to you. I feel like something was right there in front of you all along. You know, when you like, at least I do. I'm getting better. I actually put a nice little like hook on my wall so I don't lose my keys all the time. But I'm getting that you were looking for something and it was right there in front of you. But this time, because of your frustration from whatever you were looking for before, you're going to find that solution so you're not frustrated in the future. Just like, you know, you lost your key. You couldn't find your car keys or whatever. So that you're not late to that thing again, or you don't feel that energy, you're going to figure out something so you bypass that situation altogether later. I hope that made sense. It's like putting, you know, the hook on the wall. It's like, now you're not going to lose your keys. So that feels really good. So let's get another one. I have this in 3 piles, so let's get 3. What is another key component going on right now? I heard there it is. And then I heard there you are. Maybe this is even about finding the right partner, or I just heard co-pilot. I mean, maybe you actually fly a plane, but it's kind of like that co-pilot sort of energy. I feel like it's you on a team, but I'm not getting a whole group of people. I feel like there's one person specifically you work really well with. If this has to do with a person, now I actually see somebody handing you the key, like getting in the driver's seat. And I feel like that has something to do with them trusting you. For example, I'm seeing somebody who owns like a really fancy car, or yeah, I see like a Lamborghini. I always see like a Lamborghini or something, and they don't let nobody drives their Lamborghini except you. So maybe that is a specific scenario, but I feel like it's kind of like that energy with whatever it is you are doing and who you are connecting to. They don't just give their keys to anyone, but for some reason you are different, and flip-flop that if need be. So if it's the other way around and you don't let anybody drive your Lamborghini, you're going to find the person that you trust. Maybe they start as a co-pilot, but there's going to be a time where somebody gets to take the driver's seat. I hope that made sense. So let's get another one. What is another quick message for you right now? Besides key. Wow, you got an angel. Wow, I don't know. Just that, can you see my hairs? Because they're standing up right now. Can you see it in the light? Wow, you have protection from anything that could have been harmful for you. So maybe since there is a key here, if there was a locked door, it's because you weren't supposed to be in that room. There's a better area, there's a better partnership, there's a better place for you than maybe where something was locked. I just heard blocked. Maybe there was a block for a reason. You're getting spiritual guidance, so listen to it. And I feel like it does come out of nowhere, but I'm getting a lot of silence. It comes through the silence. So maybe you even asked for an answer, you prayed for a solution, and I get that you had to let go of your idea of what you thought the outcome should be, because God has a bigger plan and it's even better. So be open, be receptive. It says spiritual guidance and also protection from harm. And I see somebody crying. I don't know why. Maybe this is a situation where, I mean, maybe it's just a tear, but I'm getting more like emotional protection. So I feel like you're going somewhere where you are going to be handled with grace. Maybe your heart will be handled gently. But this angel is holding a candle. She's holding a candle. So there's something about a flame or a spark in your spirit, and illumination that's there. And then there's lilies. So there is spiritual energy coming through. I feel like you're going to have a good idea. I also feel like with that candle, you're like, I see you blowing something out. So maybe there is some kind of ending, or you know that you have to make something go dark for there to be illumination in the dark. Because now I see you having illumination in, let's just say it's a cave or a weird dark room, but whatever is right in front of you, whatever that light shows, whatever you're drawn towards is your solution, or something important for you. Let's get one more, please, and thank you, on key and angel. Are there any more? It looks like another angel. It's the month of June. Totally just thought of June as June is busting out all over. All over the meadow and the storm. Birds are busting out of bushes. What's that from? Carousel? I just totally went like musical. Rodgers and Hammerstein's, like, you guys. But look at those two together. You don't have just a little bit of angelic or divine guidance here. You have a lot. Maybe somebody has a June birthday. Something was closed off in June, but now opening up. Or, you know, it can always be that something is coming towards full circle by June. But I hear that song busting out all over the meadow, and I feel like something's going to, I don't know, maybe this wedge is going to go away, or that's what you're being protected from. This wedge energy is weird in this deck. It always smells like stinky cheese to me. You know, I mean, it's probably a piece of wood, but I always see it as like weird, smelly cheese. So just so you know, you are being protected here. You're also getting guidance. Maybe that has to do with the success you're finding, where maybe it's also because you're successful. You're climbing that ladder of success. You're doing something right. Keys are just handed to you. You're driving a Lamborghini. And sometimes there's people that don't appreciate or really wish others success, because it's shining a light on what they're not doing, what they're not accomplishing, their failures. So just know there is somebody somewhere. This is not the person in the co-pilot seat though, but they're trying to drive a wedge in between you and something that you want, or in between you and somebody. So it could be somebody that had attention from maybe somebody that's coming in your life, or that, you know, you're driving that Lamborghini with, and they're not getting the attention they used to. So I'm getting that this person, who, if it's a person here, that they feel like they had control before. They felt like that wheel, you know, the driver's seat was, you know, all them. And I feel like something is slipping out of their control. So they're trying to grasp even harder, but I feel like that's going to backfire. I just heard like when a car has that like weird sound when it actually backfires. So don't waste your energy on who is overly controlling or overly projecting their energy on you or a person you're connecting to or whatever. It's being handled. So it's just having awareness of this. If this is somebody you are aware of, then maybe that's where I saw that light going out, or maybe that block. Maybe you do need to separate from this person. Maybe this is somebody from a past energetic cycle you were in and you no longer match anymore. If you are growing and you are expanding, sometimes people don't like that. They want you to stay the person that they projected onto you or they think they knew. And maybe that was your sign. So sometimes people come with us, sometimes they don't. So I do feel like this is somebody that is going more towards that past part of you and not coming with you in your new Lamborghini. So let me see. It says someone is trying to come between you and a friend. It could also be a cock block. You know, if this is somebody that thinks that, I don't know. I feel like somebody wants attention and they're not getting it the same, or somebody is even looking at you in a particular relationship and wished they had that. So it's sabotaging energy. It's a cock block, and I don't think you need to worry about it. So someone's trying to come between you and a friend, or you and something that you want. This could also be somebody who's competitive. If they're competing for that key, I feel like you're going to win. If they're competing for something and you do not win, I feel like you're exiting that competition, and because I don't see anybody around you. So I feel like you were the one noticed, or I just heard you can't compete with where you can't compare. So don't compare. Let's continue. I'm going to go grab a deck. I'll be right back. I grabbed Career and Life, Divine Truth. We're going to go one love, one career, and be kind of well-rounded for you on these messages today. I do have to go. I have to skedaddle. I have to go sing. So let's get one life and career message that would be the most helpful for you. What is one message? Please and thank you. One message today that would be helpful. Direction. You have a compass or a sundial. The map as well. So maybe you're switching your direction. You're looking at something a different way. It says your purpose. So this is like a north node, destiny kind of energy. It's pretty big here. I do feel like you're switching like timelines, or you're going in a different direction than you were before. I feel like you didn't even see that direction before. So maybe this has to do with crossroads. But I feel like it's definitely getting a sign. Your purpose is unfolding slowly, step by step, as you go along. So be on the journey. This is not projecting too far ahead, because I feel like you got that map there, but for some of you, your map was a little bit like outdated. So, you know, it's like you go to some place and you get there and I see that there's new roads that weren't on the map you had. So it's okay to have a mapped out situation or a plan, an itinerary, some goals, something like that, but definitely be flexible, because I feel like as you evolve, as you take more steps, something is going to change for you. So it's unfolding slowly, step by step as you go along. There's no need to hurry or worry. That's really nice. So your energy is, I'm getting tranquil, peaceful. You're okay with being adaptable. You trust yourself that you can, you know, maneuver as need be when you're in that moment. I feel like you're also going to have some new questions that arise that you think of on the spot to get the answer you need. You are being, wow. Well, we knew this because now you have 3 angels here that are telling you you are being divinely guided right now. Are you listening? I'm getting, don't overanalyze something. Don't be a wedge in your own situation. Don't self-sabotage or dock yourself out of something that you feel lights that candle in your soul. You can do it. have faith in yourself. Also, don't be afraid to mess up, because you're going to learn something really big if you do mess up, because it's like that thing that you didn't find before with the key. So, you know, that's a lesson. We don't grow if we don't stretch outside our comfort zone every once in a while. So let's go to the divine truth, get you one love message, and see what would be helpful if this has to do with somebody you're thinking about and or finding along that journey. The person that will be next to you in the... Now I just heard Ferrari, and I don't know why I totally just thought of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Maybe it's about a day off. I also see that, I know it just says the month of June. I feel like you need a vacation, or even just a staycation, or I'm getting like a little time to relax. I don't know why I just thought of a country song. That was really weird. I'm in a hurry to get things done. I'm in a hurry to get things done. And I don't even think that was the right notes. Rush, and life's no fun. All I want to do is live and die, but I'm in a hurry and I don't know why. Wow, I don't know who sings that at all, but country just came out for you guys. Maybe you're going to the country. Oh, I did just think of that song. Going to the country. There used to be a commercial that used that, and it was like I must be getting this for a reason. Maybe it's about advertising, since I see a commercial now in my head. But I see somebody, it's this old commercial. Maybe I can find it. They did their laundry in the city. They put their laundry basket on, I think it was like on the top of the car. You see the car leave the city and go to the country, and then they hang the laundry out to dry in like the country. So it had something, maybe it was like fabric softener with how it smells really good. So there's something between working hard and relaxing, working and vacations, rushing and rushing and not, and city and country. I hope some of that was helpful. That was like a weird sidetrack. So let's get you a message that has to do with love. What is a love message for you today? One love message, please, and thank you. One love message, because I think I gotta go pretty soon. One love message that would be the most helpful right now to know current energy. These don't want to pop. Go slower. Good time. I did see like a vacation. So, and I saw you like with some person where maybe it's about that time thing. Maybe that's not a, you know, a sundial. Maybe that's more like, because that looks like a pocket watch, like one of those old ones. There is somebody, not the wedge person there, but there's somebody that you have a good time with. Maybe you even work together, but even at work, you kind of laugh, or you come up with really cool ideas. Could just be somebody's energy you enjoy. I mean, you're playing the giant Jenga. Hey. So whatever it is, it's not weird games. It's games you enjoy. And I'm also getting that that's that person that's like, I don't know what it's called, when you're on the team, but you're both stars. Focused on the present. The present is all we have. I also see somebody giving you a gift or giving you a present. But that could be just, hey, that could just be a good time. So focused on the present, enjoying each and every moment that you make together. It's kind of like the 4 rods energy. It's those snapshots. You look back and you remember. It's the things where you have your calendar and you're excited because you see that day circled. You know, it's that anticipation towards the future, but even if there's something you're looking towards, what can you do now as preparation? I feel like you should do something fun today. But I also do see something later on in the calendar, but I mean, time is weird. So maybe you're looking at a beautiful day that you had, imagining you were back in that moment on vacation, driving that Ferrari, you know, with that person. So how can you do something that maybe isn't a direct recreation of that, but the energy, the vibrancy that you had, the excitement that you had? It's that childlike thing, because here you're playing a game like you're a kid. So when you follow, I know I say this in the readings a lot, but it's so simple and it's so true. When you follow that joyful energy, that true joy, you're on your destiny. You're on your path. I hear a path of enlightenment, but you're on that path towards not just success, but ultimate spiritual fulfillment in your soul. You feel like every day had a purpose. Wow, Rose was really loud. I'm sorry, she saw a chippy outside of the window. So I don't know, maybe I can find a way to just clip that little bit out, just in case you're on the old devices, you know. Let's get you one final message from the art of life. What is the final focus message that would be the most helpful on June Angel Wedge key? Good times. These are the good times. And direction where you are being divinely guided. So one more final message that would be helpful. The Two of Swords, you're at the crossroads, you're making a decision. You're maybe weighing the pros and the cons, but this is, I like this quote here. It's telling you pay attention to your thoughts, what you're thinking. Thoughts are things. I just saw something. There's something about you needing to write it down with a pen. I don't know why this came up. I was watching this documentary and they actually put those things on somebody's brain, or a whole class, and looked at the way the brain fired differently between the people that were in a college taking notes by hand and the ones that were doing the typing. So if you do anything and you do this, it like bypasses the computing of your mind, because your hand can't catch up with your thoughts. They found that no matter what they told, they did like, you know, different groups here. So the group that was typing, even when they told them, don't just, you know, dictate everything that you hear, it was like autopilot, you know, it was too easy. Where the ones who had a pen and wrote something down fired up more parts of the brain. They retained that information, even though the notes were fewer. They learned the lesson better. They scored higher on everything, and not just a little bit, a lot. So even if this is just you writing down, maybe you're trying to come up with a solution, or I'm getting even writing something sort of creative. That could be a song, that could be a book, something like that. Do it by hand first, even though it takes a little longer. There's also something about that solidifying any kind of dream you have, because now it's not just in the old noggin, and it's not autopilot on a device or a computer, because that's just where you're being like like a human stenographer. You're actually putting that dream into something tangible to help make it real. I am getting manifesting energy for you, but I don't know why I see you specifically needing to have a notebook. Do a dear diary for yourself, even if it's just for you. I'm also getting a dream journal for some of you. You're getting divine guidance here. So some of you are getting answers when you sleep. I also feel like some of you can lucid dream. I just heard in 10 days. If you really want to do that, maybe you just need to give yourself 10 days. That was so specific. Two of Swords is usually like sitting on the fence. Do I go there? Do I go there? If I went there, this would happen. If I went there, this would happen, you know, or it's weighing options, but sometimes you sit there too long and you don't do anything. You don't get up. So with the Two of Swords, you got to eventually get out of your mind. And I always feel like, because it's a 2 and a 2 is a decision, not making a decision is making a decision. And sometimes this is where you pass one of those swords to somebody else. And now it's not just a one-sided internal conversation. Now it's, you know, communication back and forth. So for some of you, maybe it's a decision to communicate. Maybe it is asking questions. Maybe it is getting up and going a different direction. You'll never know unless you try. I don't even know what this card says, but it does say something about your thinking. It reminds me of that quote. I think it's Einstein. You know, if you think you can, you probably can. You think you can't, you probably can't. It says, as a man thinketh, so is he. As a man chooseth, so is he. So it's time to choose. What do you choose? You know, are you in alignment with your choices? Do you feel like you made a choice you wish you would have done different? Can you choose to do it differently today? And it's Ralph Waldo Emerson. Don't just sit there looking at, you know, that beautiful scene outside your house vicariously through the window, if that's where you want to be. And when I see a window, I always do think of not just an actual window, but I think of devices, your phone, your computer, you know, something like that, where there's some kind, you're not there. So how can you come back to the present and be here now? And what can you do that makes the decisions you make now or decide to do from here today on involve more fun, or your authentic truth, or a step towards those beautiful dreams you keep thinking about? With this, I bid you adieu. I gotta go. I got a little drive before I sing. I love you so much. I hope this reading was helpful today, and I really look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you. Bye.